Peggy. In about 4 minutes or 3 minutes.
Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Charlottesville. Woo. My name is Peggy Ruth, and I'll be your celebration assistant this morning. And we're so glad you chose to join us and share your morning in the sanctuary to celebrate and join in fellowship. This morning, I'm here with the wise and witty Reverend Don Lansky. And we have a special musician here. Let's welcome Michael Clem. Blair Jones is on vacation, a much-deserved vacation. So, Michael, let's open with song.
Before we do that, we also want to welcome. Can you hear me now? Yeah. All right. Also want to welcome Kaz Alko here as well.
My neighbors make me feel double-crossed. Bless them, change me. When others make me feel sad and lost. Bless them, change me. I've been changed and reborn now. All my life's been rearranged. What a difference it made when the Lord came and stayed in my heart. Oh yes, I've been changed. When friends and foes are not in my control, bless them, change me. I must not curse them, but pray for their soul. Bless them, change me. I've been changed, I'm reborn now. All my life's been rearranged. What a difference it made when the Lord came and stayed in my life. Oh yes, I've been changed. When the rest of the world seems out of my grasp, bless them, change me. I will serve, not command, till my very last grasp. Bless them, change me. I've been changed, I'm reborn now. All my life's been rearranged. What a difference it made when the Lord came and changed. In my heart, I've been changed. In my heart, oh yes, I've been changed.
Well, good morning, everybody. I don't think, can you guys hear me in the back? You can? Okay. Barely, yeah. I need to go up a little bit. How about now? Can you hear me? You can hear me now? Okay, good. So, we're at another moment in America, aren't we? January 6th was a moment. Yesterday was a moment. Many of us are old enough to have remembered the assassinations of John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy and Dr. King and the attempt on Ronald Reagan. I don't think it's a kind of America that we really want to envision. And I have some very strong views about Trump, but we need to heal as a country. This is not the way to deal with stuff. So I hope that you'll join me this morning in a prayer for healing for our country. So let's just take a moment. And know that we do have a vision for our country that is healed of divisiveness, of divisions, where people are permitted and where it's normal to have a civil discourse about different points of view. It's normal to have discourse about the rule of law. And let us hold that vision for America, a vision of unity, of oneness, a vision of love. We can pray for the health of Trump and for his family, for the victims of that shooting, for the shooter himself. And know that, in the words of Gandhi, that hatred doesn't end, and never ends hatred. I'm paraphrasing. Only love can do that. So we pray for love and light in this country. We pray that this experience of Donald Trump will soften his heart, allow more love and light to enter in. And we pray for a healing in our country that will benefit and be for the highest and best good of all Americans. Amen.
And let's close this time of meditation with our statement of faith. Together?
There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God the good, omnipotent.
And now it's our favorite song when we get to stand, greet one another with a handshake or a hug, whatever is appropriate.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting Robin's back. We'd like to invite Robin to come up. And Olivia and Silas. Hey, guys.
Good morning. I wasn't here last week to share the spiritual power of the month for July is understanding. So in youth class this month, we'll be exploring that spiritual power and how it can enhance our lives and grow our spiritual strength. If you're here with the YOUers or the Uniteens, Sindri is here today to teach the older kiddos, and I will be in the downstairs classroom with the young ones doing story time and art.
Thanks.
Anything
Can we have the
else?
blessing? Yeah.
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Children,
Uniteens,
YOUers,
YOUers,
teachers and parents,
you are loved, special, and important.
Thanks.
We have a few opportunities for transformation that we'd like to share with you this morning. Is Jeff here?
No, he's not.
Kirtan is going to be on the 20th. That's this coming Saturday, 4 to 5:30. There's more information on the website if you'd like to look it up. It's being offered on a love offering basis.
And August 4th, we have the 81st abbot of the Drepung Kumang Monastery in India, and he's talking about my life and my practice as an abbot in exile, so I think it'll be pretty interesting. By the way, when you go downstairs for fellowship today, you will see that there's a Tibetan Buddhist event later tonight, so you're going to see all the decorations that they do, all the tankas and the picture of the Dalai Lama and all that stuff. So that's for an event later on this afternoon. And then August 10th is Patricia's meditation retreat, devotional meditation to access the power of the heart. So she's had 2 of these so far. They've been really well received, and they're really very, very deep and profound days of transformation and learning different meditation practices and devotional practices. So that is still open if you'd like to take part in that. It's $75 for the day, and I think that the price changes July 27th. It goes up to $85. So you can register online on our website, unitycharlottesville.org/events.
And our bookstore is having a sale. There's 20% off the list price. So go back in and visit Don. Books by Edgar Casey and other ARC books are all on sale. The artist show is continuing during July. Mike Ferkley, did I pronounce that correctly? Ferkley. Thank you for correcting me. Please take time to go down to Fellowship Hall and enjoy this beautiful art. We're so fortunate to have talented people in our congregation like we do.
And lastly, the new online directory is now available. So our church database software program is called Breeze, and you can actually now log on to Breeze. You can look at your giving statements. You can make any corrections. You can change your address. You can change your phone numbers or contact information. You can put your picture out there, and if it's a directory, so if you need to find someone in our congregation, if they're listed in our directory, you can find them that way as well. But in order to do that, you actually have to sign up, and there's a link that Vicki sent out. You have to click the link and go and do what you need to do there to do that. I think we've had only 18 people signing up so far. So if you want to have a church directory, this is the way to do it. This is going to replace our existing directory. So it's available for you. And if you have any questions, just call the office and speak with Vicki about it.
And there's a tutorial that'll walk you through it too if you're not internet savvy. All right, let's join together in our mission statement. Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world.
So we'd like to invite our musicians to come up again. Michael Clem.
down those old ancient streets, down those old ancient roads. Baby, there together we'll go till we get the healing done. Till we get the healing done. Till you're satisfied with your life. Till you get rid of pain and strife. Till you're satisfied with your life. Till we get the healing done. Till we get the healing done. Till you deal with the poison inside. Sometimes you gotta sit down and cry. When you deal with the heartache inside. Till we get the healing done. Till we get the healing done. Till we get the healing done. Till we get the healing done.
Thank you, guys. You can go down. Thanks. Blair approved. She's off in, I don't know, somewhere, either Ireland or Wales or someplace now. So a man suffered a serious heart attack and he had open heart surgery. And when he woke up, he was surrounded by nuns. He was in a Catholic hospital. And one of the nuns came to him as he was recovering, and she said, how are you going to pay for this? And so she said, do you have health insurance? The man said, no, I don't. No health insurance. She said, do you have any money in your bank? He said, no money in the bank. She said, do you have any relatives that you can call for help? He said, well, I have a spinster sister who's a nun. Well, the nun took great offense at this. She said, nuns are not spinsters. We're married to God. And the patient said, well, send the bill to my brother-in-law. So I think it's important that we explore the healing process from time to time, not only because Unity started as a healing and a prayer ministry, but because healing is something that touches all of us in so many different ways, so profoundly. And you know, every Wednesday night at 6:30, between 6:30 and 7 on Zoom, we have our healing half hour. And it's open to everybody. Anybody who wants to can come. You can come only once if you have something, a prayer request or something on your heart, your mind. Or you can come every week, which many people do. They just come every week to this thing. We have a little core group that does that. And folks can pray for anything that they want, anything that they need. So there are prayers for guidance. There are prayers for gratitude. We always pray for peace, world peace. And there are prayers for healing of those that are there in attendance, and for those for loved ones who are not present. And I would say, in fact, that most of the prayers that we have on those healing half hours are really prayers for healing. Almost to a person, the founders of the New Thought movement, of which Unity is a part, you know, there's divine science and religious science and science of mind and Christian science. Almost every single founder to the person began their movements from a personal healing crisis. and from a healing from that personal healing crisis. So most of you know the story of Myrtle Fillmore, who's the co-founder of Unity. She had, or was diagnosed with tuberculosis, which in the late 1800s was considered to be terminal. And she healed herself through a mental process by affirming that she was a child of God and she did not inherit sickness. And by talking to the cells of her body, affirming that the cells of her body, each and every cell of her body, was healthy and whole. And by visualizing Jesus sitting across from her, that was one of her other techniques, Jesus sitting across from her, and her visualizing that Jesus was helping and supporting her with his healing energy as well. Eric Butterworth, who's one of my favorite Unity writers, posed a question about a man who's asleep in bed and he's dreaming that he's in a blizzard. And the man is about to succumb to the cold winds and to the snowdrifts. He's about to die. And Butterworth asks, if we could help this man, what would we do? Would we go into the dream and pull him out of the snow? And the answer is, of course not. What we would do is we would wake the man up, right? We would wake the man up. And I think that's what we need to do in our own personal healing, even in our healing as a country. It's what we do and need to do as compassionate citizens of our planet. We need to wake up. That's what the spiritual journey is all about. It's about waking up. And so the New Thought pioneers asserted that healing is not something that God does for us. It's wholeness and healing are something that God is. And we have that power within us if we allow it. And so science has well established that oneness connection of the mind and body, the power and the effect of our words, our thoughts, our emotions, our attitudes, our beliefs, to either create health or to create disease. Charles Fillmore, Unity's co-founder, wrote, "Man has the power to deny and dissolve all disintegrating, discordant, and disease-forming words. Knowledge of this fact is the greatest discovery of all ages. No other revelation from God to man is to be compared with it. You can make yourself a new creature, and you can build the world about you to your highest ideals." So a student once complained to Nisargadatta, he was a 20th century spiritual teacher in India, that daily life seemed so tedious to him. He was complaining to this master. Life is so tedious. And Nisargadatta said, "You've done the most amazing thing. You've made life boring." So what's the antidote for boring? And I think the antidote for boring is gratitude and appreciation. You know, how can we be bored if we're grateful? If we appreciate each moment, if we give thanks for all of the blessings in our life, the good stuff and also the not so good stuff. You know, what if we are appreciating all of that? And if we're awake in consciousness to the beauty all around us, and even to those people, those situations that are here to teach us something about ourselves, how can we be bored? The Sufi poet Rumi wrote that, "Be grateful for your life, every detail of it, and your face will come to shine like the sun, and everyone who sees it will be made glad and peaceful. Persist in gratitude, and you will slowly become one with the sun of love, S-U-N, the sun of love, and love will shine through you its all-healing joy." So, according to Rumi, gratitude and joy go hand in hand, you know, and I think we all experience that. When we're feeling grateful, we're feeling appreciation. Don't we feel that our heart is more open, more spacious? Don't we feel more joy? So, it seems like an oxymoron that we could be grateful and thankful when we or a loved one is in the midst of a health challenge, right? That's difficult sometimes. Whether it be a cold that hangs on for a week, or whether it be a more serious diagnosis like cancer or diabetes or COVID or some other ailment, or a situation of chronic pain that just doesn't seem to go away. And we have to either endure that pain or watch our loved ones suffering through that pain. So these are not easy things. And the question is, why? Why should we be grateful? Why? When that's happening in our life. But, as students of New Thought, our journey, I think, takes us back to the power of words, the power of thought, the power of the mind, the movement of energy. And over 80 years ago, Fillmore wrote, "The whole universe is in vibration, and that vibration is under law. The cells of the body are centers of force in a field of universal energy, governed by laws of spiritual harmony. Metaphysicians have discovered that words which express thanks, gratitude, and praise release energy of mind and soul. On the physical, energies have been imprisoned in the cells, and when released are again restored to action in the body by the chemistry of creative mind." So our thoughts, our words, our attitudes, our beliefs not only affect our physical, mental, and emotional health, but they're the very tools through which we bring ourselves back into spiritual harmony and physical well-being as well. And this isn't a new thought or an original thought. It dates way back to the ancient Greeks, and I'm sure way beyond that as well, and is now widely accepted by the medical community and other sciences, that our words and our beliefs or attitudes can cause disease, or they can cause healing, they can cause health. And we can metaphysical ourselves. Have you noticed that? Metaphysical is a unity jargon for metaphysical abuse. We say that we metaphysical ourselves, or others can also metaphysical us, right? Like the faith healer who ran into his old friend Max and asked him how he was doing. And Max said, "Not so good. My brother is very sick." And the faith healer contradicted him and said, "Your brother isn't sick. Your brother just thinks he's sick. Remember this. He thinks he's sick." And 2 months later, they met again, and the faith healer asked Max how his brother was doing, and Max said, "Worse. He thinks he's dead." So the faith healer didn't have much sensitivity, as you can see. But the truth is, the reality is that sometimes we get sick, right? Sometimes our loved ones or our pets get sick. Sometimes we get a diagnosis. Sometimes our healing or the healing of a loved one does not look the way we want it to look. And the question is, really the big question is, what kind of power do we give that illness? What kind of power do we give that diagnosis? What kind of power do we give that pain? Because the illness or the pain or the diagnosis is not the truth of who we are. It's something that happens to us, but it's not who we are as spiritual beings. Fillmore wrote that the mind puts kinks in the nerves in ways beyond description. A thought of fear will stop the even flow of life in some nerve center deep down in the body, forming a nucleus where other fears may accumulate and finally congest the blood concerned in some important function. And Max Planck, who was a German theoretical physicist, he discovered the energy of quanta, which won him the Nobel Physics Prize in 1918. And Max Planck said that as a man who has devoted his whole life to the most clear-headed science, to the study of matter, I can tell you, as a result of my research about the atoms, this much: there is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by a virtue of a force which brings the particles of an atom to vibration and holds this most minute solar system of the atom together. We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. The mind is the matrix of all matter. So, we're going to do something a little bit different this morning. I'm going to turn the program over to Ellen Sellover and Denise Ferguson. Ellen and Denise have been practicing and teaching energy medicine, the Eden Energy Medicine, since 2004 to groups around the country. Their programs blend the philosophies of many healing modalities with a focus that empowers each individual to take a leading role in their own health and wholeness and wellness. Ellen is certified as an Eden Energy Medicine practitioner, clinical practitioner, and instructor. In addition to her lifelong study and application of the Edgar Cayce readings and other wellness modalities, Ellen is a certified hypnotherapist by the National Guild of Hypnotists, and she holds a certification in the Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT, and she's also a former Unity board member. And Denise is a certified Eden Energy Medicine practitioner and instructor. She's also a certified The Dragon's Way Qigong instructor and is trained in several healing arts at the Casey Riley School, including Jin Shendo, acupressure, Reiki, foot reflexology, and herbology. And she holds a third-degree black belt in Shotokan Karate, and I'm happy to say she's also our Unity bookkeeper, so you don't want to mess with her. Right? So I'm going to invite Ellen and Denise to come up.
You go that way? I'll go this way. Oh, cool. Well, we're so thrilled to be here. So this is going to be a more experiential portion of the program for today. And so I'm Ellen, this is Denise, and we're going to just jump into it and see what happens.
All right, well, before we begin, can everyone hear me all right at this level? And good morning. We are so happy to be here to be able to share some of our energy medicine understandings to help give you the opportunity to experience your own personal healing journey. I'm just going to give you a really brief introduction. Actually, we couldn't have asked Reverend Don for a better introduction to this particular work because it is universal in nature. We find this same truth running through every thread of any kind of study that we've done, that we are body, mind, spirit, and emotion. And as the Fillmore said, and Edgar Cayce, mind is the builder. Mind is one of the most powerful forces that we possess. We are also a lattice work of subtle energies, of light, of color, and especially, let's underscore, vibration. Everything about us is in constant motion. No matter how still we believe we are, every aspect of ourselves is in constant motion through energy systems and a variety of energy systems. And to kind of point to something that Reverend Don was saying, that sometimes things just don't go as we plan. And our energies become disrupted, and we can't seem to progress the way that we hope to. We can't seem to hold our focus and perhaps give attention to issues in the way that we might hope for. And what happens is that through trauma, through injury, maybe it's heartbreak, maybe it's living in a toxic environment, our energy systems can become disrupted. And this lattice work of light wants to move. Energy needs to move. And there are things that just happen to us in life that either misdirect or interrupt that energy. But the good news is that there's lots of techniques to deal with that. And the ones that we've brought here for you today are considered extraordinary, even in the energy medicine field. In the ancient Chinese tradition, they are actually called the extraordinary meridians. And that's because they have sort of like superpowers when you consider all the meridian flows through the body. Anyone who has experienced or understands acupuncture knows that there's meridian flows of energy that flow through channels in our body. These are super extraordinary in that they don't stay necessarily in any particular pattern. They can hyperlink and flow to any part of our being that is in need at any given time. Donna Eden calls these energies radiant circuits. And the reason for that, in her mind, is that these are the energies that come to our aid when we need joy, when we need to feel gratitude, when we need to feel purpose in our lives. These are the energies that come to assist us and to support us. Because sometimes, let's face it, I know for me, no matter how hard I try, I can't always feel grateful for the stuff that's going on. I can't always feel compassion in ways that I wish that I would want to. And that is pointing to the fact that we need this particular work with these particular meridians. So as Donna Eden would say, if you're not feeling great, if you're not feeling joyful, you need this work, because we were hardwired, we were created to feel joy and compassion and gratitude in our lives and for our lives. So we have for you today a couple of demonstrations. Ellen's going to lead some demonstrations for you, just so that we can see that energy does move and that we have ways to assess and notice that energy is moving. And then I believe we're going to have she's going to lead us in a guided meditation so that you can have your own personal experience with some of these energy flows. So I'm going to turn it over to Ellen. And
Awesome. So I know that everyone who walks in this room and we start to sing that song, My Soul is Welcome Here, you can just feel yourself expand. I can, and I'm thinking that you all see some nodding heads. You can feel yourself expand into that space. That is your radiant circuits going, yes, I am here, I'm present, I'm part of this community, I'm part of the greater community. But sometimes our bodies get confused, and they think because we can be, as Denise was saying, under so much stress or environmental issues or whatever is going on in the world, our bodies get confused and think that we're alone and that we've got to buckle down and protect ourselves, and we've got to hold tight and separate ourselves. But the truth is that we are all connected and interconnected, and sometimes a little bit of a technique to help the body relax a little bit, and remember that space of connection that can help us a lot. And we all know this. So if you have ever rubbed the back of a child who is distraught, you're doing some energy work for that child. It's comforting touch, which is energetic, and it's also a connection with another human being. If you've ever felt stress, so this is, I was not such a great student. And because I'm kinesthetic, I need to move, and sitting in a classroom was didn't work for me well. So when I had to do a test, super stressed. And my reaction to that, when I put the test in front of me, I would go like this. Anybody recognize that you kind of do that when you're under stress or you need to calm down or something? You're literally calming a meridian flow that's related to your fight or flight response. So we do this all the time. We're going to give you some techniques today where you can learn a little bit about some other things and maybe try them out for yourself under circumstances where it might be helpful. So I need to let me tell you what we're going to do first. We're going to do some energy assessments. This is not diagnostic. This is just about, is energy flowing? Is energy not flowing as well as it could be? It's a simple known as a muscle test. We call it an energy test. No one has to disclose anything. We're just going to invite 3 people to come up here to do a little assessment. Then we're going to ask you to bring something to mind. We'll do another assessment. Then we'll ask you to do one of these holds that we're going to tell you about, and we'll do another assessment. Does that make sense? So I need 3 volunteers, 3 brave people. Just come on up. I have 2. I have 2 coming. Come on up, Marge, Rebecca. All right, come on up. Hey, Cindy. I'm sorry?
We had another one, you want 4?
Oh, we talked about 4. We did. So come on over here for a second. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to ask them to hold out an arm, whichever one they feel most comfortable with. I'm going to assess it. I'm going to just assess the strength of the energy flow through that arm, okay? Then I'm going to do a little something to interrupt that flow, and I'm not going to tell you what that is, but it kind of looks like this. And then we're going to test again, okay? That's all we're doing. Would you like to use your left arm or your right arm? Okay, so just hold that out straight for me. Don't do anything else. I'm just going to press and resist. I want you to resist my pressure so I can feel what's strong for you. Resist. I want you to do that again. Resist. Okay. Now, I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to do this and resist. Does that feel different to you?
Oh, yeah.
Her shoulder cracked. It didn't hurt though, right?
I have broken my shoulder.
Can we use the other arm? Okay, resist. Oh, that's so much different. Okay, and resist. Okay, so that was energy flow. She can hold it, it's easy. Energy not flowing is harder to hold. So you can just see when there's a disruption, it's not as easy. So I'm just going to go down the line and then I'm going to have you do something. Which one may I use? Okay, this one. So hold strong, resist, and resist. Okay, energy flow, energy not flowing, and resist. Or I shouldn't say not flowing, not as well. Cindy, which arm? And resist. And resist. Okay, so everyone has what we call, thank you, hold tight here with me. Everyone has what we call a testable muscle. It just means we can see a before and after. Does that make sense for everybody? Okay, so now, what I'd like you to do is to bring to mind something that causes you a little distress. This is on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 5. It's not the most stressful thing in your life. And when you've got it, just stick your arm back out for me. And resist. And resist. And resist. Just a thought disrupts the flow of energy, just like Don was saying, that energy changes based on our thoughts. Now, so Edgar Cayce said that one of the things that we can do to change our lives, to change our healing, is change our attitudes, right? Change how we think about something. Well, sometimes that's not so easy to do. So I'm going to invite these folks to think about what it is that they initially brought to mind while holding some energy points. And we'll see what happens. I have no idea. Okay. So, my dear, for you, I would like you to think about that, whatever it was, and to hold your forehead while you think. It's a lighter touch. This is a kind hold. It's not, don't smack your head. For you, I would like you to take one hand and put it across your body, over here. The other hand on your opposite elbow. Is that comfortable enough for you to hold? And bring to mind that same thing, okay? And for you, I would like you to take your hand, and put your hands on your heart. I won't do it so I don't mess the microphone. And I want you to bring to mind that same thing. So,
it's important to keep,
I'm sorry?
it's important to keep it in the mind.
Yeah, so if it whatever that issue is, if it tries to slip away, just bring it back. Just bring it back. And after a few minutes, switch positions. Got it? Okay. So in a little while when we do the meditation time, I'm going to invite you all to do the same thing in your seats. No demonstration, you don't have to worry about telling anybody anything. And the idea is to bring something to mind on a scale of 1 to 10 that's mid-range. Just bring it to mind so that you can work with healing some aspect of that as we go through the meditation time. Does that make sense? Okay. So one of the things that may happen as you're working with energy is that you will notice a shift, and a shift can be the desire for your body to take a deep breath. It's just automatic. You might notice a shift where you can't remember the thing that was so upsetting for you moments ago. It's because the energy around that has already shifted. You might notice that your stomach starts to gurgle. That's an energetic shift when you're working with energy. So just notice that as you're working with that. Okay, now some of you may see energy. I do not. So I'm going to go do some assessments so I can know what's been going on with them. So I would like you to give me your arm again. You can relax this. You can relax that. Relax that. Okay. Too many instructions at once. Now bring to mind that same thing.
Okay.
You got it? Hold it strong and resist. I cannot budge her. She's stronger than she was when she started. So she has shifted the energy around that by holding this point. This is a point that helps our bodies come out of overwhelm. One of the things that happens when we're in overwhelm, we're in fight or flight, blood leaves the forebrain, and it's in our muscles, and we're ready to move or run or fight or whatever. She's shifted the energy around that issue, so now she's got more resources to be able to respond to that, to go, oh, well, that's not really so bad right now, or, oh, I can, or it opens her mind to be able to recognize choices. So I'm going to say thank you very much.
Way to go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so that's actually a demonstration of a time when you can't change your mind if you have no control over it. Right? That there's actually something happening in your energetic system that's keeping you from having the funding that you need.
And you know, can I say this in church? Donna Eden calls these the oh my God points. Because what we do, we go, okay, so now, which arm do we test with? That one. Okay, you can relax that. Thank you. I'd like you to stick your arm back out. And this time, bring to mind that thing that you were thinking about earlier. And resist. Okay, relax. Thank you. So the points that Rebecca was holding were related to the body's immune system and the ability to heal beyond the physical. There's a point on the side of your body, and there's these are meridian and energetic flow points. What do you call those?
The radiant circuits.
I lose words.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other one is at the just above your elbow. And when you hold those points, it helps the body to recognize that you're safe and that it can begin to heal. And that's true for emotions as well, because the emotions that are attached to these points have to do with
Joy.
Anger and what's the other one?
Joy and compassion.
Thank you.
And especially compassion for self, because that's sometimes where we drop back and wonder why this is happening, why I can't fix it, and then we begin to lose the care and feeling and compassion for ourselves. And this really helps bring that back.
Okay, so thank you so much. Just give her a hand. Thank you. Thank you. You need to. Okay. You relax for a second.
Oh, okay.
Cindy was ready to go. Okay. All right, so if you would, now you can bring to mind that issue. And when you're ready, stick that arm out and resist. I cannot budge her. Cindy was holding the energy of the heart. And so we all know that the energy of the heart is a healing energy. It transmits much farther out than the energy of the brain. And when you hold the energy of your heart in the presence of the thing that you're most concerned about, or halfway concerned about, it can help to change your energetic response to that thought. So what we're doing is retraining our bodies to be in harmony and to not go into fight or flight, to be present in the presence of the thought.
So I'd like to share one more
Okay.
effect that I noticed is,
Can you
so
hear
I-
her? You want this?
You can hear me?
Okay.
I have a chronic,
People online can't hear you, so can we do that?
Oh, on the video, okay.
so I have a chronic neck and shoulder pain, and I've been sitting in my chair, just very aware of some discomfort, and doing this really helped that as well. That was not the issue that I was working with, but I got another side benefit, so just wanted to share that.
Awesome.
So I have a question. How long is this going to last?
Yeah, we're good. Rapidly.
No. How long will that,
Okay.
how long will that recovery last?
Oh, so Denise was asking, how long will the recovery last? I have no idea. Energy shifts, energy moves. Energy forms habit patterns, and so sometimes we just need to go back to the well and get some more of that, whatever that positive energy was that helped us make this shift. Every person is different. Every energy pattern is different, and so we just, as we all do, we work with what we've got. Okay, so there's one more demonstration that we'd like to do. And so if I could have one more volunteer, that would be wonderful. Okay. Oh, I saw. Are you coming? Yeah, good, come on.
He had raised his hand earlier. He was number 4.
Number 4. Oh. All right. Stephen, our 4th brave volunteer. Which arm would you like to use for the assessment? That one? Okay, so I'm just going to put some pressure here. Don't let me move it. Okay? And resist. And resist. So that was just, I interrupted the flow. I wanted to make sure I had a testable muscle. And let me have this arm again and resist. Okay, now I have a question for you. Do you have any issues with either knee?
No,
Okay,
I don't think so.
we're going to see about that. Okay. So resist my pressure. Now I'm going to put a 3-finger notch, which is neutral energetically. It's just about assessing energy flow through his right knee. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So. And resist. Okay, he's pretty strong. Okay. Now I would like you to look at this. Put it where you can see it. We'll tell you about this in a minute. I'd like you to think that in relation to that. And stick your arm out when you got it. And resist.
He was really trying
So-
there. I see.
So what do you want to say?
Yeah, we'll get him to read it to the group or tell the
Okay.
group what it was that you just told your knee.
You dummy, you failed me.
So how often do we do that when we've got an ache or a pain or where something has gone a little wacky and we just berate ourselves, we beat ourselves up? It affects the energy flow. Now, we would like you to do that. Got it? Toward that. Okay. Let me have your arm again. And resist. He is back and I can't budge him. So what was that one?
I am so grateful for you. I love you, with an exclamation mark.
So Even though, thank you so much. Let's give him a round. So even our body parts that we're frustrated with, if we can send them those parts loving gratitude, we can shift the energy flow. Energy needs to flow. And when we have a pain or discomfort, there's an energy resistance or a block, and we can help that to move. So I think it's time for our music, but as we're getting ready for that, I want you to know that during the meditation time, like I said earlier, you'll have an opportunity to work with one of these holds while you're in your meditation time. And then I will walk you through that process and walk you through a process of bringing gratitude in. So the holds were, hold your forehead, and you can do whichever one feels right to you, or you can do none of them, whatever feels good to you. The other one is across your body and then just above your opposite elbow. And if it feels good to you, at some point you can switch those positions. And then the third one was holding your heart center, whatever feels right to you. And if none of those feel right to you, that's perfect for you. If you'd rather walk around and do a different kind of meditation, that's whatever works. So let's have our musicians come on up. And
You may notice in your program, I'm about to do an original song of mine called Let It Glow. But after hearing those wonderful remarks, if you just want to mentally change the line to Let It Flow, I would take no offense.
That's great. That's great.
Friends were hedging bets for how long I forget. I've often been the last in line to know. But ignorance is bliss. Stay dark to what's amiss. But not love's light, let that highly glow. Hear me spin these yarns of truth upon my silly mountain. The years fly by as I watch timber grow, die and grow. But they're all lies, they're sitting by the one true thing I found, dear. Keep that pilot lit, let it glow, let it glow. Keep that pilot lit, let it glow. It's hard to admit the end of our Act 1. We've skipped 2 and 3. Move to 5. But I'm not ready to applaud that bowing setting sun. I'd rather keep our early scenes alive. Well, hear me spin these yards of truth upon my silly mountain. The years fly by as I watch timber grow, die and grow. But they're all lies, they're sitting by the one true thing I found, dear. Keep that pilot lit, let it glow, let it glow. Keep that pilot lit and let it glow. Well, not yours nor mine, but ours, let it shine. For reasons that escape us, the tapper things to say. We've long forgone to read each other's minds. But the silence will destroy us if we don't heal and pray. Our early golden years are passing by. Hear me spin these yarns of truth upon my silly mountain. The years fly by as I watch timber grow, die and grow. But there all lies there sitting by the one true thing I found, dear. Keep that piety lit and let it glow, let it glow. Keep that piety lit and let it flow.
So let's take this opportunity to just close our eyes and get into that state that we're all so familiar with, that place of peace within. And as the sounds in the room begin to quiet down and the lights go low, let that take you deeper into that space. So what I'd like you to do, if you'd like to participate in this experiment of shifting energy, bring to mind something that causes you some distress. Not a huge issue, a middle of the road issue, and allow yourself to bring that to your awareness. And as you do, hold one of those holds that we shared with you. Maybe you'd like to hold your forehead. Maybe you'd like to hold across your body, that one hand on your side, one hand above your elbow. Maybe you'd like to hold your heart center. And what you're doing is you're inviting your body to come into that healing space. So hold that. And if you can, if you find that the issue, whatever it is starting to sneak away from you, pull it back. Just bring it back into your awareness for more healing, more attention. Good. Now what I'd like you to do, as you remain holding, bring to your mind something else, something wonderful, something that you love. Perhaps it's a person, a pet, a beautiful scenery like the sunset. Perhaps it's a feeling. Just bring that to your awareness and amplify that in your mind. And send that feeling of gratitude back into that area of concern. Take that gratitude and that love that you have experienced in your heart and pour it in to that energy that used to be of concern. And let that energy of love and gratitude flow into that space for deeper and deeper healing. And when that feels complete to you, you can relax that hold. You can stay in that place of healing and balance and wholeness in the presence of that issue that might seem a little different to you now. Take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. And thank your being, your body, your emotions for being present for the activity the experiment of energy shift. And allow your awareness to begin to come back. Back to this room, back to this time and place. Feel your body sitting on the chair. Take another deep breath. And open your eyes and come fully back. Unity of Charlottesville. Awesome place of love and energy. And so it is.
Ellen and Denise, thank you for that beautiful meditation, for sharing your talents with us. I hope everyone else felt a great energy shift. I know I certainly did. So thank you. And Don, thank you for that wonderful, wonderful message today. As always, lots of thoughts to take back and work with, right, throughout the week. We are so, so fortunate to have this man as our senior minister.
Thank you.
Well, as part of that gratitude, this is the time in the service when we have the opportunity to give back to Unity of Charlottesville. So while you're gathering your offering, your tithe, first I want to see, is there anyone that's with us for the first time today here in the sanctuary? If you want to be brave and raise your hand, welcome, welcome. We're so glad you came today. Reverend Don would love to say hello to you after the service. He'll be at the back of the sanctuary. And if there's anyone that's joined us online for the first time, this is an invitation. Come join us in the sanctuary for Sunday service if you're able. Well, there are many ways to give at Unity of Charlottesville. You can use your phone in church. On the Tithely app, it's very, very easy to make a donation. The number is right there. You put that in. You follow the prompts. Indicate whether you want it to go to the general fund or a specific purpose. And then just type in the amount that you want to give. Of course, you can always mail a check to the church office. And you can give here in the sanctuary. Do we have a butterfly net coming around? Yes, we do. So let's take our offering.
Before we do that.
Oh, yes.
Also, just to let
The
everybody
summer.
know that we have this ongoing unexpected income program. Blue came to me this morning and she found a quarter. 2.5 cents will go to Unity, right? So this is about found money. So it's just unexpected income from something you find on the ground or someone, you find $1 in your purse or your pants and you've forgotten about it. So, and that you just donate 10% to Unity. And this is just an experiment in the law of spiritual giving and the law of tithing. So you're invited to take part in that. There's a daily prayer that we're doing, and there are brochures in the lobby on the table.
Last year, it raised $2,000. So do the math. Somebody found how much money? Yeah, $20,000. So it's worthwhile. Yeah, give it an opportunity. Now, let's bless all of our offerings together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies
all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
I'd like to say before playing this song, I made the selection to do it well before the events of this weekend. And I really appreciate Don's remarks at the beginning of the service. It really touched my heart, and I appreciate it very much. So thank you for that. I'm sticking by my guns with this song because if something had happened, despite all the horrific and tragic images that come to us in the news quite often, these days. I was inspired a couple of years ago when yet another sad and tragic image was offered on the news, and it was the beginning stages of Russia bombing Ukraine. And what was sad in the news was the image of families leaving the city that was getting bombed so heavily, single file with all the possessions they could carry over their shoulder, marching away from the rubble and through the rubble. It just looked like not of this world. But the beautiful image that juxtaposed that is someone took it upon themselves to haul an upright piano next to this parade of people. And a classically trained pianist was playing all the music they could to accompany those people as they walked by. And the news happened to capture the pianist playing this very song. And I'll never be able to hear it or play it or sing it again without thinking of that beautiful image. Ironic as it sounds, there's still room for hope. Feel free to sing along. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow are so pretty in the sky, as are people's faces, people walking by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, Michael Clem, Chaz Elko, Jim Polson, and Blue. Thank you so much. Thanks, Michael.
We'd like to remind you that we have a pastoral care team here at Unity of Charlottesville. So if you have a need, contact the church office. You can go online and place a request, and we do have folks here that can be of assistance.
Next week, the message title is Heart Wide Open, and I'm really excited that Richard McDeesey will be coming back. He's been here before. He is the music director at Unity Renaissance in Chesapeake, Virginia, and he's been there for a number of years, and he's a minister, Unity minister. He's also the founder of Empower Music and Art, which is the organization that has been sponsoring and uniting New Thought musicians all around the country for many, many, many years. So I'll be here as well, but Richard will be here doing the music, and so I'm looking forward to that. Want to thank everybody who helped out this morning. We have Luke has been training up in the sound booth, and Bob and Stephen up there, and thank you guys. And Don and Vicki Chud and Susan has been helping out back there for the blessing team. The healing helpers are here in the corner. And of course, our wonderful musicians here. And I want to invite the praise singers up to help out with our peace song. And so come on up. We got to get these mics over. Go. And there is fellowship today, so hope you'll join us down there. And let's stand and do our prayer for protection. So together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. So let's go forth with healing thoughts for ourselves, for others, and for our country. Have a great day.